In this episode, we explore strange happenings in Charleville Forest, Tullamore, County Offaly. The land we see today was once used by the Druids to carry out magical ceremonies and is believed to be an ancient sacred site. Paranormal activity here is rife, due to the ley lines that cross through the land, not to mention the haunted Charleville Castle that sits upon it. This is the childhood home of Colonel Charles Howard Bury, who came through and communicated with us in our last video in Belvedere House. The castle is known to be haunted by the spirit of a little girl called Harriet. Harriet Bury died in a tragic accident on the winding staircase, age 7, in 1861. She is just one of the many spirits that's said to roam this land. There have also been accounts of hooded druids and mists that appear and disappear. Among many of the young deaths connected to the Bury family is that of Marjorie Howard Bury, Charles Bury's younger sister, who died aged 22 of typhoid from the water on Charleville Estate on the 8th of December 1907. The ancient forest is also home to what's believed to be an 800-year-old king oak. This tree has a strange supernatural connection to the Bury family. If a branch should fall off, a member of the Bury family was soon to meet their demise. The king oak was struck by lightning and nearly split down the middle. The tree survived, however. Colonel Charles Howard Bury, the last member of the Bury family, did not. He died shortly after on September 20th, 1963. All this and more is the reason I brought you the Charleville Forest. So today we're at Charleville Forest. This is actually the birthplace and home of Charles Howard Bury, who was the star of our last video in Belvedere House. So we've come to the grounds of where he used to live as a child. We're hoping to go into Charleville Castle and do an investigation in one of the future episodes, but today I thought it would be interesting to bring you to the forest, because this forest alone has a lot of legend and ghost stories connected to it. So let's see if we get anything.
Any spirits, any elementals that would like to speak to us, let us make contact. You can use this device to let us know that you're here. They seem to be very fleeting, like they come in really quick and then they kind of go again. Every time I tell you something's here, it stops as soon as you get the camera. Oh, there we go.
Hello. Hello, my name's Colin. This is Andrew. There's a convergence of energy here. I think we're picking up on, I don't know, this is something from a different plane of existence, I think. A different reality, yes. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for communicating with us. Do you use these woods as a gateway into our reality, into our world?
It doesn't really feel like a conversation the way it does when we go to somewhere else. It feels like you're just picking up on things that are flitting through.
Yeah.
Like nothing's really staying where it is. Everything's moving. I don't know why. I just wanted to see if anything was over here. doesn't seem to be. Did that flash? Or am I just imagining that?
If that was you that made the device flash, can you make it flash again just to let us know that it was you? That you're in communication with us.
Sure, let me pop it down.
Are there other spirits here, other entities, elementals, beings that are trying to come through? You can make yourself known using this device, yes. Thank you so much for communicating with us. Can I ask, is this a male? Is this a female? Is this a child? Is this a spirit of the land?
Just flashed there when you said child.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
You play with the animals in the forest. Do you like this place? We do. Oh, we love it too. We love this place. The forest is beautiful. Thank you for communicating with us. We really appreciate it. I'm just confirming, are you the spirit of a child? You are.
Are you the spirit of a little boy? Flashed a little bit there. I got the name, I got like an initial of T, but I don't know if that's
It
T.
is. I'm kind of getting a little boy, blonde. Probably not much more than sort of 5 or 6. And he's wearing sort of like old-fashioned, like bluish, not like dungarees, but it's sort of older than that, and some sort of striped undershirt.
We could be talking maybe some a shot from the, could be like the, I suppose 60s, 70s maybe, even.
Probably.
Yeah. Just flashed there just to confirm that. Just to confirm, when you were, yes.
What was the name? It's like Thomas or something.
Can you confirm, is your name Thomas? Tommy? Tom? Tomas? Isn't it please? Flash there. You free spirit. Yeah. Thank you, Thomas.
He's not lingering. I feel like he's sort of running around, and
I feel like we're like pulling him back to answer our questions. I almost kind of, he's like, he's very energetic, like
5 or 6 year old sort of is. He's laughing a lot, and I think he's like running around. He seems to kind of like being over there. So it's almost like when we're pulling him back to this place, it's almost like he's sort of like, it's like trying to call a child
Okay,
back.
yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
what I'm kind of getting. I think he's gone over that way.
Should we go and see? Thomas, are you over here playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just, when we were over there, it's almost like out of the corner of my eye I could see just some movement of like some, about this height, sort of moving through the bluebells. I don't think he particularly wants to chat. I think he's just playing. I think he's like flitting around, like running around, and we're almost like slowing him down. It's like getting any kind of 5 or 6 year old to sit still. That's the kind of energy I'm getting, where it's almost like they don't want to sit still.
Yeah.
The spirit of Harriet is often seen with a boy of a similar age. The two are always playing innocent pranks. The owner, Bonnie Vance, couldn't find her 3-year-old son in the castle, but thankfully found him at the bottom of the staircase, unharmed. He said a boy and girl held his hand.
So we were walking along the trail and we found a white feather and the EMF started flashing for us. Thank you so much. As soon as we came to this location, it started going off straight away.
There's just one single feather as well. Just as we found it, I got that sort of feeling in my stomach again, and now it's gone.
Was it Thomas, do you think?
No, I don't think so. I can't really discern it yet, like I'm still only kind of learning that, but it's something that I know happens when something's communicating. And I've only recently in the last couple of months, realised that's a physical tell for me. Obviously it takes a while to put it together, but I'll get that kind of feeling in my stomach when I know something's trying to communicate. So it's not actually in my head at all. But it's gone now. That's what I mean. This entire place seems very it's really friendly and it feels very light and childlike.
Yeah.
But everything's also moving. It feels very peaceful. It doesn't feel chaotic. It just feels like things aren't staying still. They're moving around. But I don't know. It's like they're leaving little clues for us.
So should we take the feather? Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh,
Okay, so it's a gift.
it's a gift. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Wow. Oh. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Would you like to talk to us?
Wow.
Is this Colonel Howard Bury? Charles Howard Bury.
I really thought it was him.
I thought for a second it was him. I
really
thought he was
it
just...
him, welcoming us here to his home.
It's just suddenly gone quiet now. It's just
It
gone.
was going crazy.
Oh, hang on. There we go. I don't know whether to take that as a yes or not. Because it's...
So if you can make the device stop flashing, and I'll ask, is this Colonel Charles Howard Bury? You can make this device flash to let us know if this is Charles Howard Bury.
What was his father's name?
Kenneth. His father was Kenneth Harbury.
Do you know any other names from his family?
There was Harriet Bury.
Did he have a brother?
His sister, I think, was it Marjorie?
Oh, got a bit of a flash there.
Ooh.
Is this Marjorie? The sun's really bright. I don't know if the camera's going to pick up the lights, but it's flashing a little bit. So Marjorie is your brother, Charles, here. Oh, he is.
He is here. Wow. We still love coming back to Charleville. We do. It's a beautiful place. The forest is stunning, and the castle is just absolutely beautiful. Did you like growing up here as a child?
It is a little flash. I was sort of getting an image of a woman with auburnish kind of hair tied back at the back of the neck and in a bluish dress.
Yes. Yeah.
But we'll have to
Yeah.
verify that. So Marjorie you were 22 years old when you passed away
Yeah.
in 1907. And did you pass away here at Charleville? Yes.
Wow.
Do you remember when Charles Harbury was born? Because he would have passed away in the 60s and he was 80. I'm just trying to think who would have been older. Oh. We can find out later, but I don't think there would have been a massive age difference between them.
No, they would have been close age, because they were educated in Charleville, like they were homeschooled in Charleville.
Okay.
Apparently by a German governess.
Okay, it seems to be kind of agreeing little bits. I feel my stomach's kind of going now, it's fading, so just as that starts to get quiet, that's fading. So I think she's on her way again.
I think she just wanted to...
Maybe she just wanted us to know who she was.
Yeah.
Because if Charles is here somewhere and can visit, I mean, we saw him in Belvedere. We must check if we can communicate with him in the gravel right next to his journal, actually.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Hello, Marjorie. Thank you. Hello. Thank you for still being with us here. I just wanted to ask, did you inherit Charleville and its lands? You did. And you loved it here. And you were 22 when you passed. Oh. Wow.
And it was of typhoid fever.
Yes. Yeah. We're sorry that you passed so early in your life. And if we were to investigate inside the castle, would you be able to help us with that? You would. Thank you so much. It's been a real honor speaking with you, and Charles. Was there only a 2-year gap between you and Charles in life? There was. Was he your big brother? Oh, he was. Oh. Were you two very close? Yeah. Yeah. Can I ask, can you, are you in contact with him now? Can you see him? Can you communicate with him? You can. You can. Oh, you can. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. That's wonderful to hear. If we were to do a spirit box session, do you think you might be able to communicate with us? Seems to have gone quiet for that. That's okay. Oh, that's okay. We're just so happy that we're communicating with you. Thank you so much. I get the feeling that you would have liked to have children. Would you have liked to have children when you were here? What do you think that means? Maybe it's just too kind of a...
It was a different time. I don't know whether people actually asked the question, do I want to have children?
Yeah.
I think it was just sort of the next step that they took automatically.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't really go in with someone who passed away in 1907 with modern sensibilities. Like, they wouldn't have had the same agency in that way.
I'm just so happy that you were able to communicate with us today, and that you came to us and gifted us a feather and communicated with us. That was amazing. We really appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. I know that I didn't get to know you or Charles in life, but you just were beautiful people, really wonderful people, and it's just been such an honor to speak to both of you and get to know more about the Herbury family. And you both were way before your time, I think. Yeah, really amazing people. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I feel like she's been leading us along this path. Like, we started talking to her way back there, and it's been like and I think the castle is that way anyway, so it's almost like...
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's just starting to rain a little bit, but we'll push on. Do you want to walk up to the castle? And
Yeah, sure.
So we just had communication with Marjorie, Charles Herbury's sister, and we just realised that we were on what we thought was maybe just a track through the forest, but we just realised that we were actually on the old road that led through the forest, and Marjorie has been graciously leading us out onto the main road to the castle, by leaving little white feathers for us. But it doesn't surprise me that it was on the old road where they would have spent many years as children running up and down, or riding horses up and down, that this was the place that we actually made communication with Marjorie. What are ley lines? Ley lines are hidden, energetic lines in the earth that crisscross and intersect, creating an energetic hotspot that the druids here would have tapped into. This also explains a lot of ancient sites such as Newgrange, Stonehenge, Machu Picchu, and the pyramids being built on these ley lines. The druids could read signs in nature and were linked to the other world, carrying messages back and forth. The energy coursing through this land would have allowed the druids to lift the veil between worlds, between realities. If you plot these ancient sites on a map, a curious thing happens. Many of them can be connected by lines that coil around the earth like a strand of DNA. It's believed that energy and knowledge may have been carried around the globe through the use of ley lines. Most ancient cultures have understanding of ley lines. In China, they are known as dragon lines. In South America, the shamans refer to them as spirit lines. In Australia, the Aboriginals call them dream lines.
So behind me is the Castle Charleville in County Offaly, and this is actually the birthplace of Charles Howard Bury from our last investigation in Belvedere. So we've managed to contact this time his sister Marjorie in the forest, which is really, really interesting. So it's nice to be acquainting ourselves with more members of the Howard Bury family. We can't get in today because the castle is actually temporarily closed, but we are hoping to come in future to do an investigation inside, so stay tuned for that.
So we're here standing at the beautiful King Oak as we come in the gates of Charleville Forest. It's said to be 800 years old, and also there's a lot of legend connected to this beautiful oak tree. It's said that a branch will fall off at the demise of a member of the Bury family, and the day before Charles Howard Bury passed away, this beautiful oak tree was struck by lightning and was nearly split down the middle.
I think you can still see it. There's a line, we'll get a better shot right down the centre of the tree where that happened. And wasn't that also supposed to signal like the end of the line, like the end of the family line?
Yeah.
So a branch fell off for everyone who died, but then when the family line ended, the tree got struck by lightning. So it was quite symbolic, and it's really, really interesting.
Yeah, that was the end of it.
It's been quite an investigation at Charleville Forest. We managed to make contact with a child spirit that we think was called Thomas, and we had a couple of encounters that I'm not sure if they were like elemental spirits. You know, everything seemed very fleeting. One thing we did say was that we realised much later on that this forest has a very feminine energy. I think that's what we were picking up on. It was very feminine energy.
Definitely.
In comparison to Belvedere, which now that I've been here, I feel like that's quite masculine and this is quite feminine, which actually makes a lot of sense because this is actually the land of Marjorie Howard Bury, Charles's younger sister, who passed away when she was 22, and that's the final and probably the most prominent spirit that we contacted in this investigation. So, and not only did we contact her, she kind of stayed with us throughout and kind of led us along the path right up to the castle, which we hopefully will get to investigate in a future video.
It was so interesting when you held the EMF over the feather. It was going crazy. It was like little breadcrumbs that were being left for us to follow.
That's the thing, it's paying attention to the little signs, paying attention to your gut instinct, and I'm really trying to pay attention to my gut instinct lately because I'm starting to notice physical sensations when we make contact, which is quite cool. But paying attention to those and the small things, it's very seldom that you'll ever get anything massive, like a big, explosion, like burning bush type scenario. It's small things, it's subtle, and it's learning to pay attention to those, and I think we're getting better at it. I think we're kind of hearing things more than we did when we began these investigations.
Definitely, yeah. I think we're getting more spiritually aware of what's around us.
Yeah, so more of that.
So thank you for watching this episode of Strange Happenings. Please like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so you don't miss any content in the future. And remember, strange is beautiful.